today we're going to be making a heavenly double chocolate cake. And a lot of people say to me, when you're making a chocolate cake, it can be a little bit dry. This cake is moist, beautiful and moist inside, and we're going to make it extra decadent today by giving a lovely chocolate ganache coating on it as well. So let's have a look at the ingredients now and see what you need to make a heavenly double chocolate cake. So here are the ingredients you need for this cake, guys. We've got 2 cups of raw sugar. We've got 2 cups of self-raising or all-purpose flour. I have a teaspoon of salt. We have a teaspoon and a half of vanilla essence. We've got 2 teaspoons of baking soda. I've got 3/4 of a cup of cocoa, 2 eggs obviously. Now here we've got some buttermilk. This is 1 cup of buttermilk and 1 cup of vegetable oil. And for this recipe I'm using also a cup of strong coffee. If you're making this for kids, you can use just boiled water, so substitute the coffee for 1 cup of boiled water. And our baking tin, I've lightly floured, I've just greased that with some butter and then lightly floured it to help release the cake when it's finished cooking. So we're going to add all our ingredients now into the mixing bowl, all the ingredients except for the hot coffee. There goes our flour, our sugar, and the cocoa. That's the dry mixes. The baking soda. I'm going to pop the buttermilk in there as well. It's 1 cup of buttermilk. And our cup of oil. And the salt. And our vanilla essence. And finally, the 2 eggs which I've cracked into the bowl. And now we're going to mix that together for approximately a minute, just to blend that all together. We'll just mix that through now. Okay, that's mixed for a minute. We're just going to add the hot coffee in, or the boiling water, depending on what you've chosen. So add the hot coffee in there and pop it back on. We're going to mix that until it's a nice, thick, creamy consistency. Okay guys, that's been mixing now for a minute or 2, and it's also got the consistency of melted chocolate there, and that's perfect for this moist, rich chocolate cake that we're going to be making. We're going to take that now and pour it into our baking tin. Okay, we're going to pour our mix now into the prepared tin, and I've got a knife here just to, spatula should I say, just to scrape out the extras. So there's our mixture in the baking tin. I preheated our oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 150 degrees Celsius, and this is going to go into there and bake now for 1 hour, and we'll see what it looks like when it's cooked. Okay, the very simple ingredients to make a chocolate ganache. We're using 1 part cream to 2 parts chocolate. Now a lot of people use dark chocolate or milk chocolate, but we use the chocolate we like eating, so you can use pretty much any chocolate for this. So first of all, I'm just going to cut the top off of our chocolate buttons. We're going to pop the chocolate into a microwave-proof bowl, and then we're taking our cream. We've got 250 grams of chocolate and 125 millilitres of fresh cream, and we'll just pour that now over the chocolate. And I've got a little spatula here just to get the excess cream out. I'm just shaking the bowl over to let the chocolate drop down into the cream, because as the cream heats up it will melt the chocolate. And there, I'm going to take that over to the microwave now and just put it on for a minute. So there you go, that's been in now for 1 minute, and you can see the chocolate still looks entire, but I'm just going to shake that around a little bit and let the cream engulf the chocolate, and then I'm going to leave it on the side to sit for about a minute, and then I'll pop that back into, I'm not stirring at this moment, I'm just giving it a little shake, and I'm going to pop that back into the microwave for a further 45 seconds or so, just to complete melting the chocolate. Now, I know my microwave, so you judge yours. Don't do it for too long a period, you don't want to scorch the chocolate. So that's been in for another 45 seconds, and this time I'm going to take the spatula, I'm just going to mix that through. I'm just really folding the chocolate into the cream, and you can see the chocolate now has completely melted, and we're just going to fold that through. So you can see now as the cream and the chocolate have mixed together, that's gone dark, and we're just about finished folding that in together, mixing that through. And I'm going to just, when I've completed mixing that, I'm just going to pop it back in the microwave for another 20 seconds or so. Then I'm going to leave it out on the side at room temperature to cool completely down, and then I will probably chill that in the fridge overnight and use that to cover the cake tomorrow. And there we go, that's the final warm in the microwave, and you can see now, the chocolate has completely melted. There are no lumps. I can see, I don't know if you can see there, but there are some bubbles. They will actually break down, but there are no lumps in there now, and I'm going to leave that on the side now for about an hour or so, or at least until it's cooled right down before I put that into the fridge. Okay, the cake has been in for an hour now, and I'm just going to take it out and test it. Just let the heat come out of there. I'm just going to pull that forward. We need to take a knife, and we'll just stick that into the centre and pull it out, and I want that to be clean. See, that shows me that the cake is cooked and ready to come out. So there's the cake now. We've got it out of the oven. It smells absolutely heavenly. It's beautiful. The whole house smells of chocolate cake. And we're just going to leave it there now to cool completely down. It may take an hour or two before we start to prepare the cake for the ganache covering. So we've got our cake out of the tin now, and I was just cutting it in half. I didn't press the record button, so I'm just showing you the end here. I'm just coming through the cake with a long knife, and I'm just cut right the way through the middle. Use a big long knife if you can, guys. Now the cake is nice and cool. We're going to take the top half of this cake. I'm using a barbecue fish slice, but if you've got a big fish slice, it's great. And you can just ease the fish slice between the two centres, between the centre of the cake, and then we can just lift that top one out of the way. It's a lovely moist cake, guys. You can see its texture, just a little bit warm still. You can see there that it's a lovely moist cake, and we're going to put a jam and fresh cream filling in there. Now we've left the bottom of our chocolate cake here now to cool down, so we don't want it warm when we're putting the jam and cream on. And just taking in this instance we're using raspberry jam. It's about 3 tablespoons of raspberry jam, but you can judge it to how you like it. And then we're just going to spread the raspberry jam across the cake. Okay, and then once we've got our raspberry jam evenly spread, we're going to take our fresh cream, and I made a video earlier on to show you how to make the fresh cream. If you want to go and have a look at that video, just click here. If not, use fresh cream. We're going to take it and dollop it into the centre of the base of our cake. And again, using a little flat palette knife, we're just going to try to evenly spread that cream out across the base of the cake. I've got a little glass plate here that I can use to turn the cake as I spread it. So here's the top of our cake, which is actually the bottom of our cake, because we turned the cake upside down when we took it out of the tin, that I cut off earlier, and I'm just going to use the same slice. I'm just going to lift the bottom of that cake over to marry it up with the other side of our delicious chocolate cake here. And there you go, guys. Just got that nicely in the centre. And that cake now is ready for us to put the chocolate ganache covering onto it. So here is that chocolate ganache that we made earlier, and that's been in the fridge now for several hours, and it's perfectly smooth, like a consistency of a Nutella, I would say, if you know what that is. Now we're just going to bring the cake over, and we need to put our ganache on top of the cake. Now we're not going for a smooth cake icing, we're just going for a fairly rustic design. So you can put the ganache onto there, And then using our palette knife again, we're just going to spread this over the top of our cake. And I want to try and take it down the sides as well, so I don't know if you can see that there, but I'm just going to bring it over the edges and ease it around the edge of our cake like that. So there you have it, guys. I've put the ganache all over that cake now, and we're just going to decorate the top a little bit. I've got some little chocolate flakes. I'm going to pop those in a little formation of 3 around the top of our heavenly chocolate, double chocolate cake. And then in addition, I'm just going to add these little candied chocolate lemons that I made in an earlier video. You can have a look at the link down below, or just have a look here. I'll put a link and you can go and look how to make these candied chocolate lemons. And there you have it. Heavenly double chocolate, or triple chocolate even, cake. We'll come back in a moment when that's set and have a look at it. So here we are, we have the heavenly double chocolate cake, which actually has triple chocolate and chocolate lemon candied slices on the top. And I'm just going to slice it now that it's set. We're just going to go all the way through. You can see that that's a really soft, moist cake. There's the heavenly double chocolate cake, and you can see the sponge itself is beautifully moist and rich. So thanks very much, guys. Give this one a try. It's great for birthdays, for parties. We've got Mother's Day coming up. Make this cake, enjoy it, and make some comments down below.